Okay, continuing on, I want to ask the tarot, what can you tell me that's happening that's positive? What can you tell me that's happening that's positive? So let's grab a deck. I'm going to grab the Starlight deck, give them a ruffle shuffle, and just see what they have to say when it comes to what can you tell me that's positive, that's going on. We need some positivity here. Lord knows we want some positivity. So what can you tell me that's positive that's taking place? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the first thing, the reading is about a victory, victorious energy. So let's see what it has to say about victorious energy. The truth reigns out. The truth wins out. Okay. So this is looking at the divine feminine, the truth underneath of everything, the mental realm of victory, having a mental realm of absolute victory with what you're juggling, the concrete things. So having that mentality of energy going forward for the truth. The truth is victorious energetically, okay, when you're juggling these things. Energy coming into it is the message being put out. Now, in this case, since I'm asking about positive, this would be the energy, the message of the fish or true Christianity. Okay, the true message of Christianity or any higher spiritual aspects. When it comes to protecting, when it comes to energetically feeling pushed to the edge and wanting to protect, when you're feeling out, okay? When you're feeling that you're outside of things and you want to protect and you're feeling pushed to the edge, you need to rely on that spiritual message, spirituality, okay? Now, right behind them is the church. They could go in there at any time where that light is. So choose to go for that spirituality rather than staying out in the cold and juggling this drama. So what's going on now? These are concrete things being offered up. So what are the concrete things being offered up? Okay, new information, the truth. What's being offered up is truth. When it comes to your power, when it comes to your actions in the temporal world, okay? The challenge is, okay, to live the life. Now this would be my card for that emotionality at the heart of things. The divine is underneath of it all. When it comes to this struggle, energetic struggle of what you surround yourself with. Okay, the energetic struggle of just the whole thing of concreteness when it comes to family or it comes to all of that dynamic I think this is the struggle of humanity. All of us, not just your physical family, but the struggle of humanity and going to higher. Now the King of Cups is the one that I see as Yeshua ben Joseph directly, or Buddha, one that comes in with that cup of compassion, coming to give that for the struggle of humanity. Okay? Potential outcome when facing loss, emotional loss, okay, is to get up and charge forward, mentally charging forward and going into, loss should get you to charge forward mentally into this introspection, okay, into this delving deeply into spirituality, the hermit, going within, challenging all of these things, looking deeper, okay, the hermit. Outside influence is about the lovers, okay? Absolutely that bonding, that coming together when it comes to a new path, opening up something new, concrete, and concrete path forward when it comes to judgment, okay? Judging a new way. So this, I feel like this is more of coming into alignment with your guides, your masters, etc., into a new concrete path going forward of judgment. Okay, so wisdom, judgment, being able to see the whole, being able to see from an elevated view of guides and masters, etc., and a concrete way forward to go concrete. Okay, so let's break this down. A victory when it comes to loss is being the hermit, looking deeper as to the things you're juggling in life. Okay, so at the very center of it is knowledge, the mental realm. When it comes to your defending and you're struggling, you're fighting, you're struggling, you have to have better knowledge, more information. What's concretely being given out when it comes to you holding on to your actions in the transitory world. Okay, the message of spirituality for humanity, okay, the knowledge, and when you are feeling out in the cold, there is that information coming from Buddha or Yeshua ben Joseph of information that can aid you to go forward, okay? When it comes to this feeling of being pushed to the edge, and again, then relying on your messages of spirituality to pull you back into spirituality, the victory will come when it comes to your actions in the world, with what you're juggling, with what you're being handed out, and the ultimate truth that is at hand, okay? When it comes to the struggle, the mental realm, new information charging forward, okay? Charging forward with the information. When you're struggling with the loss, you need to take control, take that power back. And again, the struggle of humanity and what we're being handed out, we need to look at this deeper. The hermit, going into deep search. Okay, deep search. So let's do the clarifying read and see what it says here. Get some more clarification here. But it's about, there's the wisdom and knowledge is there, But you just got to look within and look deeper and hold to that truth of a victory, that it's at hand. But you need to change your energetic and your mental state, okay? It's kind of dealing with quantum, what you're putting out there, your energetic signal, what you're holding to mentally, what you're holding to emotionally, what your actions are, all affect the quantum field, okay? All of that affects the quantum field. That's some sort of a text thing coming in, Lord only knows. Kind of thing is this about my appointment? Got a VA appointment. Tomorrow. Gonna be taking, I hope they leave me some blood. I know when I come in, they're gonna do every test known to mankind. Okay, so at the center of it all, it's when you're feeling outside. When you're outside of the spiritual realm, outside of spirituality, you know that it's right there. It's right there. But you're in these things about this feelings of loss, etc. It's about what's being birthed, about what's there, the Empress, the abundance there. There is abundance there. And you have to look at what you're bringing back from your past, okay? The past emotional things that may cause you to feel like you are outside of spirituality or lack, okay? It's what's being shared now. Shared from abundance to move things forward. Sharing to move things forward when it comes to the past. And the message that's being put out, concrete message about new actions. Sharing about new actions of abundance to bring in things better. When you are feeling mentally restricted, okay? These mental restrictions that keep driving you from the past. And coming into this effect of lovers, finding somebody very close that you can gather a good concrete message from to aid you going forward. Taking control. Mentally taking control and then charging forward, warring with the action of overturning, seeing from a different viewpoint, some sacrifices that may have to be made because of some darker energetic dramas, okay, that maybe you have encountered that have skewed your ideations, okay. So what is being juggled in the world when it comes to your emotional state behind the scenes? You need to find the divine is. The divine is. And what's hidden, let's see what's hidden, is the agreement. Okay, hidden agreements that you have. Hidden agreements that are being worked on when it comes to the judgment and the emotionality, the things when it comes to the family dynamic, when it comes to humanity, and the changes we want to make or the manipulations that have happened, and we need to go deeper. The Hermit investigating deeper to shed light on what's actually being given out as one continues that fight to strengthen, okay? So, it's saying really need to dig deep and let go of past dramas and hold to the spiritual messages of higher truth and continue to go forward, okay? And don't get into the negative spin, but continue in the positivity in your mental framework, your emotions, your actions, and that's what affects the quantum field. It's all based on, what you're holding to, not your hope. Oh, I hope this happens, but in my daily life I'm going to, do the opposite, okay? I hope this changes, but in my mental and actions, I'm going to show something different. I'm going to show defeat. I'm going to show, so you need to get out of that and dive deep. The spirituality and things are right there if you turn around and you delve deep into it. The divine is always present, okay? You've just got to open to it and understand how quantum works, okay? It works based upon your mental, emotional, and actions. What are you actually holding to? Not what you hope. Oh, I hope this changes, but I'm going to believe, I'm going to act like it's never going to change. Okay? But my mental state is it's never going to change. I hope it does, but I'm going to stay in this thing that it's never going to change. It's always going to, we're losing America, we're this and that, and you go into that mental state, then that's what you're projecting out. So if you wanted to change in the positive way, your mental state, your emotional state, and your actions need to show that it is already there. Faith is the substance, not the hope. Faith is the substance of things unseen. In other words, it has to already be here in your mental state, your emotional state, your actions. It has to be the substance, not the hope, not the wish. Well, I'm praying for it, but I don't believe it's actually going to be there. It says if you have the faith as a mustard seed. Now, a mustard seed is the smallest seed there is, but the mustard tree is huge. It has no doubt it's going to be a mustard tree. It's got no doubt that it's going to be this great big huge flowering thing, even though it's the smallest little seed. But it says if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you tell this mountain to move and it will move, okay? So in other words, you have to be absolutely positive, 100% positive in what it is that you're emotionally holding on to, that you're energetically putting out there, okay, and that you are mentally holding to. And even if it doesn't happen immediately, and this is where people, well, I held to it and it didn't happen, and, things have to take time to line up. Things have to take time to line up. You plant a seed, and you don't expect the flower the next day. It's the same thing. You're planting that seed of faith, of that substance, and it takes time for it to flower. It takes time for the harvest. So you've got to continue to weed the garden, pull out the weeds, and continue forward, knowing this is what I planted and this is what is coming, this is what is here. Okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.